Hey everybody, in this video we are going to be giving you our 5 favorite attractions at Disney's California Adventure. Last week we did our 5 favorite attractions over at Disneyland, and that was a suggestion from you guys, so thanks for the video suggestion. And now we're going to follow it up with our California Adventure video. These are not in any particular order, as you guys know by now, if you've been following the series so far, so let's jump right in.
First on our list is the Incredi Coaster. Now, I can't talk about my favorite rides at Disney's California Adventure without talking about the Incredi Coaster. It's one of my absolute favorites. We go on it at least like 3 times every time we go. I'm not the biggest fan of like big roller coasters, but this is just like the perfect amount for me. It does have that launch in the beginning, but it's not like so fast where it's gonna like take your breath away and really scare you. It does go upside down once, which I don't mind at all, and the theming of it is so cool. Now, we loved the roller coaster when it was California Screamin', but now that it's the Incredi Coaster and it has the theming of The Incredibles, it just makes it so much more cool.
Right, like the ride itself didn't change at all from California Screamin' to the Incredi Coaster, but like you said, the theming really puts us over the edge. It is so cool when you go through the different like tunnels and tubes and you see them, especially at night. It's really awesome at night. We love the Incredibles, so the theming is definitely something that we enjoy. Yeah. And I think it really adds to the whole like storytelling aspect of the ride. It's hard to do a storytelling aspect with a roller coaster, especially a fully outdoor roller coaster like the Incredi Coaster, but they do a good job.
Yeah, and it fits perfectly in with Pixar Pier. When they changed it over to Pixar Pier, it fits perfectly in there. And like Matt said, it's a totally different experience when you ride it at night. So definitely ride it during the day and ride it at night because it's 2 totally different experiences.
Yeah, absolutely. Ride it during the day first because it tends to have a shorter wait time during the day. Yeah. But at night when the track is all lit up red and you go through those tunnels and tubes that I mentioned, you really get to see the characters a lot more at nighttime. Yeah. And you get those lights, and it really makes the roller coaster come to life. I prefer it at night. But it's definitely something that you could do during the day or night and kind of have like 2 very different experiences. It's comparable to like how Pandora is. Right. Of course, Pandora has a lot more going for it. It's a whole land, but in terms of, you know, day character and night character, it's 2 different things. And the next attraction on our list is actually my favorite in the whole park, and that is Radiator Springs Racers. I love this attraction so much. It is really... You want to talk about great theming? Yeah. This is the best theme ride in all of Disneyland, in my opinion.
Well, and I would argue that Cars Land is the best themed land also. Yeah. They did such a fantastic job making that land. It looks exactly like the movie. Yeah. You really feel immersed in it when you're there. And Radiator Springs Racers is just like the perfect addition.
It's a great story. You know, like you're racing. They're helping you prepare for your first race. You get to meet all the different characters from the Cars films that everybody knows and loves. You get to see Lightning McQueen and Tow Mater and Luigi and all of your favorite characters. And the animatronic cars, to me, is the coolest part of it because they're literally right off of the screen, the way they move.
I was just going to say that the animatronics are just mind-blowing on that ride. And it's funny because you guys know, if you've watched our previous videos, we are not big fans of Test Track. Right. And this is kind of the same aspect as Test Track, but the theming and the animatronics is what really makes this ride so amazing. Yeah,
and this ride like gets a little bit of hate from some Disney fans because it is the same ride as Test Track, basically. But in my opinion, I mean, the way that you move through the story here, it's not even comparable to Test Track.
It's like this, so good.
This is a full, complete Cars experience. And sure, it's a little bit slow in the beginning, and you stop a few times, and you get to see those different scenes. But I just like it way better than Test Track. And the end, the fact that you're racing another car is really awesome.
Yeah, and you never know who's gonna win. So that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, it's a really great attraction. If you have kids that love cars, it's not a scary ride. It does go fast at the end, similar to Test Track does, but it's never too intense where you feel like, oh my gosh, like I can't do this.
No, yeah, it's definitely family friendly.
It's very family friendly, and like I said in the beginning, it's my favorite ride in California Adventure. It's an absolute must-do. Radiator Springs Racers, go with your friends, try and get in separate cars, and see who wins the race.
Next on our list is Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. Now, we love this ride. We rode it for the first time last time we went to California Adventure. And if you guys know, Tower of Terror is one of my favorite rides. So this ride is exactly the same ride, just different theming. But Mission Breakout is such a great addition to California Adventure, especially now that they are making Marvel Land.
Yeah, it's going to tie in perfectly to Avengers Campus. It's going to be right kind of off to the side of it, so the location is perfect. The theming, you really can't beat it. Other than maybe Radiator Springs Racers, this is a beautifully themed attraction. You have the theming before you even walk into the building, and you have the statue of the collector outside, so kind of setting the premise of, okay, this is the collector's kind of office, and we're gonna walk in and see all of his different collections. There's a lot of Disney Easter eggs in there. There's Figment in there. There's a couple of things to keep an eye out for. So definitely look up and check out everything that's in the boxes in the queue. It's a lot of fun to go around and see.
I also love that Rocket is in the queue line, in the pre-show, I'm sorry, and you get to see his animatronic, and he talks to you and everything, and he's my favorite Guardian. So like, that was so cool to me.
Yeah, and when that first came out, I mean, still to this day, I was amazed at how fluid the animatronic was.
Oh yeah.
And then the music is great. The music is one of the best parts of the ride because, like Alex said, it's the same exact ride system as Tower of Terror. So you're gonna go up and you're gonna go down, but the way that they incorporate the music, the way that they have all the screens and you get to see the different Guardians characters, it's a lot of fun.
I was gonna say the same thing. The music is what really sets it apart for me too, because you guys know the movies have such awesome soundtracks to them, so they really do a nice job of adding that into the ride as well. And like Matt said, you see the different screens with all the characters, and it's so much fun.
Yeah, and it has good re-rideability because the song changes every ride.
Yeah.
And it's still like Tower of Terror where you don't know what drop sequence you're gonna get. So there's that aspect of it. And then there's also the fact that, you might go on and get one song, and then you can go on again and get, Jackson 5 at different times. So you can kind of ride it multiple times and see what kind of song you're going to get each time, and that's a good way to keep it fun. So Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, must do at California Adventure. And the fourth attraction on our list is Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue. Now, we love a classic dark ride, and this is a more modern dark ride, but it still has that dark ride feel. And we love Monsters Inc. We're big fans of the movies, so to have a Monsters Inc. attraction in the US parks is cool. Now, of course, there's Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor over at Walt Disney World, which we actually really enjoy. I know not a lot of people like that one, but we love kind of going and cooling off and hearing the jokes.
Yeah.
But to have a ride where you actually get to be a part of the Monsters Inc. story is really cool and unique, and I'm glad it exists in California Adventure.
Yeah, like Matt said, the ride takes you through the movie that we all know and love. It brings you through all the different scenes, which I really like. Like in the beginning, you go through the sushi restaurant where they first see Boo and everybody's freaking out because there's a human child there. And like Matt said, some of my favorite things are the animatronics. They're really, really cool. And they do have a Monsters Inc. ride over in Tokyo Disney Sea, which is a little bit similar but a little bit different, where like they use flashlights to try and find like the characters and stuff, which one day we really hope that we can experience.
Hope so.
But yeah, no, the one in Disney's California Adventure is really fun, and like Matt said, it's awesome that there is a ride themed after Monsters Inc. In a US park.
Yeah, it's cool, and I actually really like the queue in this ride. It's like themed to like a bus station.
Oh yeah,
and you get to see all like the posters up and like the news broadcasts that are going on the TV. And then once you get in the ride vehicle, they kind of interrupt the news broadcast to be like, there's a child on the loose, there's a human.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's a fun part of it too. And then the animatronic of Roz at the end is awesome. That's a really cool animatronic, and
she talks to you
and
too.
she talks depending on, if you have something she could point out. She'll be like, hey, nice ears in the front row or whatever, if you're wearing like Mickey ears or something like that, which is cool, and it kind of brings like a personal touch to the ride. But yeah, we love Monsters Inc. It's usually a very, very short wait. You can usually walk right on, and it's just a fun way to kind of get to live out that part of the movie, which is something that you can't do over at Walt Disney World except for Laugh Floor, which is way different. So we love that ride.
Last on our list is Soarin', and now this is a ride that we know and love from Walt Disney World. We ride it all the time at Epcot, but something special that happens at Disney's California Adventure is sometimes they come back with Soarin' over California.
Yeah, and they brought it back for a limited time last summer, and we actually got to experience that version of it when we went out to Disneyland last year. Now, I don't think that Soarin' over California is still there. I know the parks are obviously closed at the time of filming this video, but I'm not sure if that kind of made its way past the summer. I don't know if it's still there or not. So if you're a California Disneyland local, let us know. But yeah, the fact that they brought back Soarin' over California is just great. Like, that is my favorite version of Soarin'.
Yeah, I think mine too. But either way, it's an awesome ride.
Right.
So that's why we had to add it to our list. It's one of our favorites at Epcot too.
Right.
But yeah, it was really special when we got to see Soarin' over California again, because it had been a long time since we had seen that.
Yeah, they rethemed it to Soarin' over the World a few years ago, and it's been that way ever since. But this has the same aspects of Soarin', obviously, as the one in Epcot that we love. And I actually maybe give this one a slight edge, because I think the queue in California is much better themed than the queue in Walt Disney World. You actually get to see photos of like pilots hanging up, and you're in a hangar, and you really feel more of that like airplane flight experience before you get on the attraction. Whereas as the one in the Land Pavilion over at Walt Disney World, it's just pretty much like this gray and blue industrial like warehouse kind of feeling.
That's something that we talked about in our other video, that's something that we think Disney could definitely upgrade is the queue at Soarin' in Epcot, because it is so like bland. There's nothing special about it. So like Matt said, the one in California Adventure definitely takes the top.
Yeah, I agree. Then you get on the ride, and you have like that same great Soarin' experience that I really love. You get all those smells when you go over the orange groves and all the different areas that you go over, and it's just a lot of fun. And Soarin' was in our best Epcot attractions video, so it was only right that it made its way into our best California Adventure attractions video as well. So that is going to do it for our list of our 5 favorite attractions at California Adventure. This video was easier to make than Disneyland, just because Disneyland has more attractions in it that are actual like e-ticket style attractions. But still, nonetheless, it's always fun to pick out our favorites and kind of reminisce on some of the good memories we've had in those parks. So let us know down in the comments below, what are your favorite attractions over at Disney's California Adventure? We'd love to hear from you. And if you guys enjoyed this video, as always, make sure you give it a nice big thumbs up. It really helps us out. And if you're new here, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our Disney videos in the future. And with that being said, we'll see you guys real soon.